I say you're inspiring others to take action, that is connecting. If you are educating them on something, that is connecting. If you're in, welcome back to another week's video, the place for creators to learn all things monetization, blogging tips, growing your creative business, and helping you to do the very thing that you love unapologetically. In today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about storytelling. I'm going to be sharing you ways to get better with your storytelling marketing strategies for your business. Now, you probably heard of storytelling, maybe you have not, but I'm going to share with you how storytelling can definitely benefit your business. I wanted to give you some different ways you're able to do so, topping off the new year once again to help you build your business, your marketing strategy, and getting that exposure that you need for your business. And storytelling is definitely the way to do so. Now, last week we talked about mindset, right? Going from employee to entrepreneur. If you haven't had a chance to check out that video, link is below in the description. But today we're going to be just talking about how to get better at telling your story. So if you haven't heard of storytelling, this is going to open up your eyes a little bit and just give you some examples how it can work when you're putting your business out there. Now, a good recommendation and resource that you can use to help you get a better understanding of storytelling is checking out this book by Don Miller, Building a Story Brand. It gives you the ins and outs of how storytelling can help in your business. But let's start with my video today to give you some tips here, quick tips on how storytelling can help you expose and get eyes on your business and your brand. So the first story that you will want to tell is the transformation story. The transformation story consists of what it says, transformation. So it could be transformation about yourself. It could be transformation about what your clients will get if they book you. It could be a transformation story about what your product consists of. So by you talking about a transformation story, you are telling people what they are going to get from working with you. You are telling people what they're going to get when they purchase from you, but you can just do a transformation overall, right? You could talk about the beginning steps of your product, the middle steps of your product, the final steps of your product. You can talk about the beginning steps of the client's experience, the middle steps of the client's experience, the last steps of the client's experience, right? So it's just taking them along the transformation that's going to take place, or you could do it in past tense, the transformation that had taken place. You can do it within yourself of how you overcome something or how you got to this point. It's like all a part of your story basically, but you're doing it in a way where you can show others like a before and after, or you can show the person then, now, right? So you're just taking them on that transformation journey basically, and you're telling that story to your audience to market yourself, to market your business. And the great thing with storytelling, you want it to be about yourself, but you also want it to be about your people, your audience, right? So you want to talk about you, but you want to talk about them too. So you putting them in your story, in your everyday teachings, your everyday contents, your everyday live videos, whatever have you market your business. You could do it in your social media ads. You could do it on live streams like I'm speaking about. You could do podcasts, whatever platform you're choosing to stream your information, to get your information out there, is how you want to go about doing it. Now, a special tip, right? You don't want to show them the transformation in all one setting. The whole point of storytelling is taking them along the way. So you're not trying to put all this inside one post. You're not trying to compose it into one thing, or you're not even trying to put it all on one platform. Like you can take it over different outlets and you can take it along, right? Which I would talk about in a minute. But the first storytelling marketing strategy that you want to tap into is the transformation story. Another good story that you would like to tell is the testimonial story. So again, it's about you and it's about your people. So what is your testimony? What is your current testimony? Where did you come from? Like, what did you experience? You know, what brought you from A to B? It doesn't have to be A to Z. It could just be something small. So you don't have to have this grand overcame job loss and I was homeless. I had $1 to my name. Like, I mean, those are realistic. People do go through that, but yours doesn't have to be that big of a deal, right? You can say I had a job, but I was still feeling unfulfilled, and I wanted to start a business, and here I am now doing what I love. Or yours can be like, oh, I love my job, but I wanted to do something more. I feel like God was calling me to do something more. So I started my business, and I still work my job, but I help others on the side. Like, it could be something like that, something simple. It doesn't have to be an elaborate story. It's your story, right? So that's the thing. You have to focus on you and what you want to put out there. It doesn't have to look like Ashley's, and it doesn't have to look like Susan's, right? You want it to be you, from your voice, so that people can relate to you, so people can understand where you're coming from. Because if you're trying to tell somebody else's story or be like somebody else, that's not really being authentic to yourself, and you're faking it, right? You're faking the funk, you're faking to be seen, and that's not really you, and you will lose track of lying in your story. So again, the testimonial story, tell your testimony, and also, like I said, make it about you, but make it about your audience too. So tell your testimony, also tell your people's testimony. So your clients that worked with you, your consumers that purchase from you. Like, maybe you have a skincare line and you changed somebody's life with your skincare products, because before purchasing your products, their face was constantly breaking out. They had dark spots, they had freaking breakouts, irritated skin. But when they purchased your product soothed their face. Your product turn their skin completely around. They have a completely different skin tone, right, from you using your products. So you can do a testimony like that. You could do a testimony with your client, like, oh my God, just from working with you on my one-on-one, just from doing that one conversation, I have more insight of what I want to do, or I have more insight on building my business, or I have more insight of my fitness goals, whatever, right? Fill in the blank, like I always say, make it work for you. But again, the testimonials don't have to be this elaborate idea. It can be so simple as you giving someone clarity, you giving someone a great tip, or a little snippet. It can be anything, but you want to put it out there, guys, so that people can know what you do, what you're about, but you're putting that story together, because it's real life, real results, real people, like they say in those infomercials. It's real results. So you want to just put it out there to build your story, to build their story, to build your personal brand story. Testimonial stories is another way. So how do you feel about storytelling? Are you good at it? Can you be better at it? What are some storytelling tactics that you have found is working for you? Leave me a comment below. I would love to hear your feedback. We talked about the transformation story, then we talked about the testimonial story. The next story that I would like to suggest to you guys that can help you in storytelling, in your storytelling marketing strategy, is the journey story. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the transformation story. But the journey story is typically what it is, taking people along the journey. So like I mentioned with the transformation story, you're doing a before and after, a then and now. But the journey story is like real time. Like you can incorporate the transformation, you can incorporate Throwback Thursday, but at the same time you're highlighting where you're at right now in this present moment. So you're just taking them along the journey. Like, yeah, I came from this is how I started, this is where I'm at now. I had to go back to the drawing board, but I'm working on it. You know, you can share like all of that. And the great thing about the journey is definitely telling your story in a way where you're true and real and honest, and you're vulnerable. And it really just lets you see how far you come. So even if you're not to that status where you want to be, if you're not getting the results you want to be, you are in it, right? And when you're in it, you have to take along your journey, the mistakes, the failures, the wins, the losses, all of that is a part of your journey. So it's so good to be in that present moment of sharing your journey. Because you can tell others, hey, I'm in this thing too. I have experienced this too. This is what I'm going with. This is where I came from. And to look back, on your journey and where you're at now is so inspiring. So that is the key to getting people locked into you, and your brand is inspiring, right? So you want to show others, like I said, even if you're not where you want to be, you're inspiring others for just taking that chance. You're inspiring others for just starting, right? So you're in it, and a lot of people are not in it. A lot of people are just looking from the sidelines that want to be in it, and they see you sharing your journey, so you're inspiring them that, hey, it can be done, and you may inspire someone to take the action to do the same thing. So like I said, you don't have to be elaborate, like, oh, I went from 0 to $1 million in 2 years, or 0 to 6 figures in 2 months. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be, I was in my bedroom one day and I got an idea for a great product. I knew this product was needed because I struggle with it. And I was like, hey, let me Google search about what I can do to start this product. I started the product. I made 2 sales. And today, that was my first idea. Didn't work out like how I wanted. So today, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to be a photographer. Now I started my photography business and I'm loving it. I have all these clients. I'm doing what I love. I get to help people take great curated pictures for their brand. You know what I'm saying? So it can be a failure. It can be a failure. It can be a mistake. But you telling people that you learned from that and this is where you're at now. Or it can be like when I started my social media agency, and I was like, oh, I started it and I had to do a self-check of what I really wanted, and it wasn't really something I wanted. I felt like I was getting out of my zone of the thing that I really love, and I had to go back to the drawing board. Like, I love saying that. I had to go back to the drawing board because it's true, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're owning it, guys. You're owning it, and you're telling people that this is real. I'm in it. This is live. This is in the moment of what's going on in my journey. So that's why the journey story is so powerful. The next story that you want to share, and I saw a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs is good at this, is the behind the scenes story. Now, I shared this before, taking your audience behind the scenes on my video, how to sell without selling your soul. Go check that out. But behind the scenes is powerful because you are really giving everyone a real look as what's going on. So if you have a service-based business, you can show behind the scenes of you doing consultation calls. If you have a service-based business, you can show behind the scenes of you waiting for your calls, you booking your calls, your calendar. You can just show so many things related to your business to give your story, to get your story out there. If you're a product-based business, of course, you can show your product in the making, your product with the manufacturer, how you're waiting on your product to come in shipping from the manufacturer. You can show like the testers, the samples is what I'm trying to say. The samples, you can show the testers and the samples, what's missing, what's needed, what you're waiting for, the final product, the final release when it's on its way. You can show behind the scenes on so many things because social media is definitely the way to do so, like we say all the time. And like when you're not just posting on social media, but when you're in your stories, I said that before, in the stories, it's like your trailer of what is and what is to come. So you can definitely do behind the scenes really good that way. You can do videos, definitely taking videos, and vlogs are very good if you're a YouTuber. You could do a vlog, like a day in the life. Okay, guys, I have this product launch coming, and I want to take you guys behind the scene of what takes for this product release. Or, guys, I have this course that I'm about to launch, or I have this mastermind that's about to start, or I have this retreat coming up. I want to take you along on this busy weekend that I got to get ready for my clients, or this busy week of what it takes for me to do this big production speaking engagement that I have coming up. So you're just taking people with you. Like, of course, you know, I said the journey, you're telling your story, but behind the scenes, you are giving them like a up close and personal to come with me, come along with me for the ride type of approach. So they're actually looking, like I said, video is probably real easy to do behind the scenes, because you can make a video, you can take it with you, or you can do little post snippets, how you do on Insta story, or Instagram. So you can post pictures, post videos, you can number them, you can do the carousel post if you want to do it on Instagram, like a little slideshow. So definitely behind the scenes is a powerful way to do storytelling, to help with your storytelling marketing strategy. The last and final way with storytelling strategies to help you build your story brand is the connection story. The connection story is what it states. You are connecting with your audience, with your people. So like I mentioned earlier, when I say you're inspiring others to take action, that is connecting. If you are educating them on something, that is connecting. If you're impacting them to make a decision, if you're helping them think about something, you're connecting. So the connection story is powerful because you can do it in ways that really is authentic. Like I said, that is true, that is desirable for your audience and what they wanted to accomplish. So the first thing that you want to do when you're connecting is being honest, right? You want to be honest, you want to be real, and you can be in the moment. All of this works with everything I said, from the transformation story, from the testimonial story on down to this. So all of that is you connecting, everything that I stated, but you're connecting with how what I do affects you. So in relation to you, how what you do affects others. So how are you connecting in that sense? How is your business connecting in that sense? How is your story relating to them? So you can say, like how I said, I got this idea. I had a job. I quit the job. I had this idea, started a business because I wanted to do something that I love. So that's connecting with a lot of people. You making mistakes and failing is connecting with a lot of people. So you want to think of, like, you're not trying to reach everyone by you, but by you telling your story, you connected with someone who's in your shoes. So your story is different, it's unique, but it's relatable, because we all have done stuff, we all are going through stuff, and we all have been through stuff, right? So by you sharing your story, someone is out there, it's going to be like, hey, I have went through the same exact thing, or hey, I just got out of that situation, or I went through something similar. So there's the connection. And by you building that connection, you're building that relationship, you're building that trust, you're building that respect, all of that that's needed to build a business, right? Those skills that's needed, those soft skills, those skills that allowing you to be human, right? Instead of business all the time, but those humanized skills, right? You're building all of that by just connecting with your audience and connecting with your people. As you continue to post and put yourself out there, you're connecting with people on a different way. In this day of age, everybody is trying to be either real or fake. So it's like you being your true self is opening up so many doors for yourself. So don't try to be anyone else but yourself, because someone, I promise you, someone is out there that can relate, and it's someone out there who is doing the same thing, trying to do the same thing. Like I said, you're inspiring them to take action, and you're inspiring them to be in their honest zone of genius, to be themselves, to be in their story in real time. So that is how you're connecting with your people. So don't feel like your story is not good enough. You don't even have a story. What is my story? Because everybody has a story, and no one can tell your story like you can. I love that. No one can tell your story like you can. So don't be afraid to show your mistakes, show your journey, be honest, and connect with your people. And the great thing about connecting, like when you're putting your business out there, and like I said, you want to make it about you and then make it about them. So when you're saying, yeah, I went through this and I dealt with this and I did this and I felt at this, and maybe you have experienced this. Have you went through this before? Have you struggled with this? Have you overcome this? That's how you're turning it back on them. Like, I went through this. Maybe you have went through this. And then when you're giving them that turnaround, like, oh, this is what I went through. Have you went through this as well? Like, you're opening that conversation. You're opening that dialogue where they're like, yeah, I did. I went through the same thing. Girl, yes. Like, they're giving you feedback. They're DMing you. They're commenting below your post because they're connecting and they resonate with what you said. And so definitely that's a way where you're able to put yourself out there, put your message out there, your marketing out there in a way where it's connecting and resonating with others. Well, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got massive value to go out there and build your story brand with my storytelling marketing strategies. Hit the bell to be notified as I put out new videos every single week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and share with your friend. If you got value and you like this video, you think they can resonate, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Check out my other videos helping you to do the very thing you love, build your creative business, and my monetization strategies. Talk to you guys soon, and I will see you next week.